Joy friends, welcome to Yarn Joy Adventures number 21. My name is Cynthia with Cynthia's Joyful Creations, and I am excited to be here. I do want to apologize that there was not a segment last week. Unfortunately, the day that this airs, my mother-in-law took a fall and fractured the humerus bone in her arm, and so it has been a very eventful last week, but let me show you what I did get done for this segment. Now, I told you that I had kind of been falling down a rabbit hole, thought I was coming out of that rabbit hole, but I didn't come out of it just yet. So I made some more dishcloths. So that's pretty much what I have to show for the last 2 weeks for this segment. Have a lot more to show you in Joy in the Making, so I hope you'll check that video out as well. But anyway, let me show you a couple more of the dishcloths I made. I am through with all of the scrap yarn, so all scrap dishcloths are done for the current moment. All right, so this is one of them. Loving that. It's like a tan. Oh yeah, that's showing up better there. And it's got like a little bit of fleck colors inside of it. I actually have a good bit of this yarn left on a big cone, so we'll probably see more of those in the future with towel toppers. All right, so here is another one, and the evening sun is coming in because it's setting in the west, and I'm on the west side of our house, so it's kind of bright, but when I come close to the camera like that, you're actually getting the true colors of it, so that is exciting. And here is another one, finishing up some of the peach yarn and some yellow and white I threw in there. So absolutely love that. This one kind of makes me giggle, this next one, because the high school that Todd and I went to, our mascot was the yellow jacket. And so this kind of makes me think of that. But using yellow, black, and white to make this one. And it's so funny how big they look on the screen. So I'll have to definitely rewatch this and see if it looks really as big as it appears to look in the camera now. Now that one was bigger than any of the rest of these that I've already shown you and the ones to follow. So it was made a little bit bigger, but just kind of using up that yarn. This yarn right here that I'm about to show you, these next couple dishcloths in, I had used this cotton yarn to make kind of a poncho for myself, and I put buttons on the side of it. And this was some of the cotton yarn that was left over from making that poncho. And I have to tell you, I love the way it worked up for these dishcloths. It's a little bit of a thinner cotton, so it's not your full 4-ply cotton that we normally use. And it's more of a 3-weight, and I love the kind of springy, look that it gives it. But anyway, springy, not in like season spring, but flexibility. But isn't that really cool? It's real thin, and some people, including myself, really like those thinner dishcloths, but you can't really tell so much with this one. But up here at the top, it's got a little bit of gray to it, and then there's a little bit of a orange right there and some pinkish purple color running through that one. But I did that one in a double crochet, so it kind of gave it an open whole look. All right, this one was done in half double crochet, and it's a variegated yarn, this cotton, so I didn't do any color blocking. I just let it fall as it may. And so this is kind of a brownish color down here, and then yellow here, and then took that brown and carried it around the sides for the border. So it really started off with the yellow and ended with the brown, and then I just kept carrying the brown to create the border. But isn't that pretty? That almost looks like popcorn. All right. And here is another one, again from the same skein, and you'll actually see a lot of purple and orange, peachy orange, and a little bit of yellow in this one. And again, just using half double crochets on it. So love the way that turned out. All right, and then this one is exactly almost as identical to the last one I just did. So it started off with that pinkish purple and has the orangey look to it. Oh, the orange is around on the border on that one. But anyway, so love the way those turned out. And then this one is a combination of some scraps. So in the middle here, you've got the yellow, and it's kind of more that orange peachy color of that same cotton as I was showing you. And then I added some 4-ply peach there, and it has a little bit of a brown in that peach, that particular peach. So I carried that around, and that off-white, as you can see over here, also came from that particular scrap. So it's really only 2 pieces of scrap yarn to make this dishcloth. The body here is all one, and then this portion and the border are all another. Oh yeah, that shows up really pretty there. Yes. All right. So I love the kind of popcorn look of that cotton. Here's another one like the one I showed you just a minute ago with the beige and the flecks through it. And that is showing up a whole lot better than that other one. But I love that. And like I said, I have a big cone of this one. So I have a lot more of that one to make some actual sets with. All right, I'm really excited about this. This cotton yarn, it actually came from Sylvia Olivo. If you guys remember Miss Sylvia, we lost her last year. But this was some yarn, some cotton yarn that she had sent my way. And she got really aggravated. I want to remember where it came from, and I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not even going to tell you what is ringing to mind because without the certainty of it, I don't want to downcast on that company. But anyway, the reason she sent me this particular cotton yarn, and I have used a good bit of it in the past, but throughout the cake, you know how sometimes they will cut yarn and then they'll just tie it together, knot it, but they keep winding it so it's in the body of the cake. This one seemed to have it, I mean, every few inches, and it was a hot mess, and it was kind of frustrating. Each of these items I'm about to show you, I had to weave in a lot of ends because I'm not one that just keeps the knot in my work. I actually cut the knots out. I end it, fasten it off, weave it in, and start again. And so anyway, it was frustrating, but I managed to use up the last little bit that I had. And so I was able to make one solid dishcloth, and I'm gonna come in close because I'm hoping that you can truly see the colors of this. It's a variegated teal. You can see there's some white and mint green up there in it. Oh yeah, coming in a little bit better there. You can see that darker green and kind of the light minty green there. But this was the first dishcloth I made with it. Then I decided to take some white scrubby yarn and crochet a dishcloth together with that cotton. And this is what I ended up with. And I do love it. It's really thick though. So what I don't love about it is the size. Even though it's the smaller size, to me it's still too big. But you know, everybody has their preferences. Todd absolutely loves it. He loves it this size. For me, I would want it a little bit smaller, kind of more like an actual scrubby. Now, if you remember, I have made actual double-sided scrubbies before, and I made one side cotton and the other side was just the scrubby. And they've actually sold out at the shop. And I've been trying to contemplate whether to make another one and actually leave one end open so that the hand could go through it. Well, I was on a play date the other day, and I'm not going to share who it was, but they showed me one that they had made off of someone's channel. And so it was the cotton on one side, the scrubby on the other, and then there was a strap, and the hand goes up underneath the strap. And I really like that. So since I'm needing to make more of my scrubs for the shop, I'm thinking about doing that and actually putting that little handle on there. And if I do that, I will make sure to give credit to that channel that this particular person took the idea from and just put it on there for inspiration. Because the only thing that I will be doing different from the ones that I had originally been doing is putting that little strap as a handle on there. But anyway, I love the way that came out. And in person, you can see the blue in it a little bit more than you can here on screen. Here on screen, you're seeing more of the white scrubby, but nonetheless, I absolutely love, love, love it. But it is very, very thick with the two together like that. I still had some of that blue cotton variegated yarn left over, so I thought about trying to figure out something else different to do with it versus just dishcloths. And in the end, I decided to make 2 baby hats. So I made 2 baby hats out of it. And yeah, so I finished it up. But that again was yarn that I got from Sylvia Olivo. So hugs in heaven, Sylvia. Thank you so much for sharing that yarn with me. Even though it was kind of frustrating having to work through knots every few inches. But anyway, all right. Well, that is all, my friends. That's what I have for Yarn Joy Adventures. And as always, I thank you for joining me. And don't forget, if you have finished objects, I would love the opportunity to share them out and shout you out right here on Yarn Joy Adventures, because after all, it is our Yarn Joy Adventures. All right, well, don't go just yet. Stay tuned as I share some of the makes from some of our friends, and you'll definitely want to stick around for bloopers. All right, take care, be joyful. Stay crafty in your own way. Make your own joyful creations. And I'll see you next time. Nugs and Joy. And do want to apologize that I did not have a segment go out last week. Unfortunately, the morning that it was supposed to air, Good morning, Joy. It's not morning. You've worked a whole day at work. Let's try this again. Well, I am ready to show you, but first, let me apologize that there was not a segment last week. My mother-in-law fell the morning that these were, again, these. I just act like and assume that everybody's going to watch both Yarn Joy Adventures and Joy in the Making. I hope, but doesn't mean that's going to happen that way, so it can't be they, it can't be plural, it has to be singular. Let's try it again.